Good morning. How are you ladies today?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay. Shelby contacted me earlier this week about an excessive drinking problem that her roommate has. So I'm assuming that is you. And what's your name?
Tanisha.
And Shelby, would you like to express to me and to Nasia, while she's sitting here, what concerns you have about her excessive drinking?
Well, she seems to be very stressed. Exams are about to come up, and it went from a few drinks a day to 2 6 packs a day. And she's starting as soon as she wakes up, and she ends right before she goes to sleep. And it's just throughout the whole entire day. She might go to class, she might not. She might wake up for class the next day, she might not. And it's really concerning me because I've been here before because I kind of had the same issue my first year here, and now I'm kind of seeing my roommate do this, going down the same path, and I want to be the person to help her get her on the right track because no one was there for me, and I want to be here to support her while she's kind of falling off.
Okay. So I see that your roommate is very concerned about your behaviors. She's been there before and she doesn't want you to fall in the same loop that she's been through. So she wants to help you. Can you describe your behaviors that she's expressing?
Yeah. Well, like she said, I've been drinking more because really just not any reason, just because I like to drink and I like to go out a lot. I mean, I don't know, is that normal or
Will you tell me, do you think that's normal?
no?
How has your grades been since you've started drinking excessively?
Really, I mean, I noticed that they're kind of going down a little bit.
Okay, so you've noticed your grades have gone down a little bit. Due to your drinking? Would you say it's due to your drinking and partying?
Well, I wouldn't say really I'm partying, but yeah, probably because of the drinking.
Okay. So if you don't think that your drinking is a problem, what about your grades? Do you think the slipping of your grades is a problem?
Yes.
So what things do you think you can do to change the direction of your grades dropping?
Maybe I can try to reduce how much I'm drinking. Maybe stop, in some way I can reduce it.
Do you think she can reduce her drinking?
No, she's tried day after day, keeps telling me I'm gonna stop, or I'm not gonna drink as much, and I'm just like, okay, I'm trying to be like positive and supportive, but I'm starting to just kind of want to forget everything because it's so frustrating because I try to convince her to stop, and I tell her what could happen and all the negative consequences, and she's still doing it. Like, so when she's drinking, let's say 12 beers a day, she doesn't wake up for class, and I tell her, you need to stop. You need to stop drinking as much. She says, okay, I'll lessen it. The next day, 12, 11 maybe, but there's no like significant improvement, and it's starting to frustrate me. So when she says something like that, it really bothers me.
Okay. Your roommate is very concerned. Does it bother you that she's worried about your health and your behavior?
No, it doesn't bother me. But for her to say that I'm not trying to improve, that's not true. I mean, it takes time.
Okay, what steps have you taken to change?
Well, like I said before, I'm trying to reduce my drinking.
In what ways?
Like I try not to buy as much, as many cans of beer.
How has that worked for you so far?
It's helped some.
Can you describe to me how it has helped?
Well, I've noticed a difference in my behavior.
Okay, so if I asked you from a scale from 1 to 10 on how it helps some, how much has it actually helped? You went from 12 beers to 5, or 5 beers to 4? Where are we on that scale of how many beers you're drinking a day?
Before it was like 12, and now I would say it's around 5. It's not bad.
How can we get you from 5 to maybe 2 a day?
Maybe my roommate can support me. Maybe if I have a little bit more support.
Okay, how would you want her to support you in reducing your beers from 5 to 2 a day?
I guess if she tries to remind me more.
Do you think you can help to remind her, okay, Tanasia, you're at 5. Now our goal is to get it down to 2. How do you think you'll be able to help her to get it down to 2?
I mean, really, I guess I'm just going to have to babysit her. And I hate that I have to do that because we're both adults. But if that's what she needs, then I'll be happy to help her because I know how bad it can be.
Let's take the word babysit out and use a different word.
Watch more carefully.
Okay, watch more carefully. So, Tanasia, how do you feel about Shelby watching you more carefully to support you moving from 5 beers a day to 2?
I think it will help me reduce it.
Okay. So I'm going to leave you guys with some pamphlets and that will help you support her and actually going out into the community and see how excessive drinking can harm not only you but others around you. So are you interested in those pamphlets?
Yes.
And I'll ask when you guys come back the next session to tell me how those group sessions went. Okay? Here you have one for Alcoholic Anonymous. And this one is a peer support group for alcoholics on campus. And they will tell you how to reduce some of the alcoholic intake and how the people around you can support your habits. We want you to change. We want things to go better. So I want you guys to just think about it, go to a few of the sessions, and then when you come back to me, tell me how it went and how we've gotten you from 5 beers to 2. Sounds good?
Yeah.
Okay. You all have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
Greetings, ladies, and how are you today?
Good.
Okay, so what's new? So how was the support groups, and did you enjoy them? What did you learn? Was it helpful or harmful?
I guess I'll go ahead and start. The support groups, I thought they were helpful. I learned about what kind of support I need for myself, and I've recently started back to drinking, so I would learn about other kinds of support I can get, what other members have done, friends, like how I need to make friends outside of that group to help reduce my drinking.
Okay, you said you started back drinking. So does this mean that you went from 5 drinks to more drinks and not the initial reducing from 5 to 2 drinks that we talked about?
Yeah, now I've gone from 5 to 12.
Oh, so you went from 5 to 12. Before I ask you why or what happened, what obstacle you had to face, which resulted in you getting more of those drinks, I'm going to ask Shelby to describe the behavior that she Was she doing okay before she went back to the 5 drinks?
Yeah, definitely. And I feel like the support groups in AA really helped her, and she was kind of opening up and really learning. And then we went back to regular schedule, and she was studying for her exams, and she was really just trying to drink too, and I was kind of watching her more carefully. And then, if you want to tell her what happened.
Yeah, so what happened was my final exam, it was a few weeks ago, and I took it and I felt good about it. So then I got my grade back, and I had failed it.
Oh, so she failed her exam. So the stress from failing the exam resulted in you drinking more than the initial 2 we shot for?
Yes.
Okay, so of course final exams are over. What behaviors are you changing now to reduce those 12 drinks back to 5?
Well, one thing I like to do other than drinking is to help reduce stress is listen to music.
Okay, so is music how you cope with the stress of life?
Yes.
Okay, so describe to me an obstacle that you had to deal with before that did not result in you drinking. A challenge.
Whenever my dog died, I just felt really sad. So that time I didn't drink, but I listened to music a lot.
What types of music helps the most?
R&B, I like R&B.
Okay, so R&B helps you to reduce some of the stress levels.
Yes.
Do you think you could use music to help you study for exams?
Yes. I mean, for some people, I notice that really helps. So maybe if I try it too, it'll help relieve some of the stress for me about the test.
Okay. So, do you guys engage in different types of music? Do you think that will help for her? If it's helped her before, do you think that her listening to music would make her forget about wanting a drink?
I think that listening to music while she's studying, getting ready, will definitely benefit her, and kind of like getting ready for her exams. But as far as if something bad were to happen, I'm not sure if she's able to 100% handle it just by music. I think she might resort back to alcohol. The classes and sport group and all that might help as well, but as far as her getting very upset because she failed a final exam, she's not going to go listen to music and be okay.
Okay. So, your roommate is expressing that she doesn't feel that music will help with the feelings. Can you describe to me the feelings that you felt when you failed the exam?
Well, I felt upset. I didn't understand. I don't know why, I didn't really have a good explanation of why I failed it.
Did you ask your professor?
No. But I was upset, and I didn't want to put those feelings off on my professor.
Can I ask you why? Why wouldn't you want to talk with your professor about the grades that you received from her?
Because at that time, if I was to say something, I know how I express myself, how my emotions would be, and I wouldn't really be productive. So I wanted to calm down and then go talk to them later.
So you felt that drinking would help you to calm down your emotions?
Yes.
What other things could calm your emotions besides music and drinking? Do you feel that maybe writing a letter could have helped?
Maybe. Or maybe some sleep, too.
Okay, so sleep. So sleep sounds like it could have been a good stress reliever or to help you calm your nerves. Maybe whenever it's time for exams and you've studied and let's see, you've studied and you've taken your exam. So when you get your results and the results may not be 100% of what you've wanted, before you talk to your professor about your grade, do you think that maybe you should try to sleep on it and try to relax your mind and hope for the words to come to you to talk to your professor? Do you think that will help?
Yes, yes.
So what would be the first step to getting there besides taking a drink?
Well, I guess try to write a letter or exactly what I want to say before I actually go into the situation.
Okay. Well, that sounds good. Do you think that because you have your roommate here for support and the fact that you're here for support and guidance, do you feel that she could help you to get some of those emotions and feelings out?
Yeah, I mean, well, that's up to her.
Do you think you could help her to get some of those emotions about test taking and the exam results out so that she won't be so angry or resulting?
Yeah, I think I could. It's just gonna have to take a little more effort on my part. But I think I could definitely do that because I want to see her, get back on track. And maybe when she comes back from her finding out what she got, we could listen to music and maybe like blast it really loud and maybe write or maybe make a video or something to kind of express herself. And then maybe we could just take a nap, like in our dorm or something, and just kind of let her sleep on it, get her emotions together, and that way it takes it away from alcohol completely.
Okay, so when we had our sessions last year, because you were doing this kind of the same things, what worked for you?
I really enjoyed running. When I would get upset, I would kind of just music as well. I'd put in my iPod and I would just go for a run to kind of clear my head and to kind of stop thinking about it. At first, I kind of did the same thing and I relapsed. And if something bad were to happen, my first thought was alcohol, 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 alcohol. And then as we started meeting more often, it kind of helped me realize that's not the only answer. There's ways that could be productive, such as running, which would better my health, and also kind of relieve that stress, So that's kind of how I've learned how to cope with it.
Okay, so you hear her coping. She likes to run. What are things that you like to do?
Well, I like to write and I like to listen to music. I like to run too, and really, there's a lot of things. I feel like I have a creative mind, so.
Okay, so if we could channel your creativity into changing or replacing a drink with something that you're creative about, how about we work on that to reduce your intake of alcohol?
Okay, sure.
So what would be one creative thing that you like to do that will take away from your first drink in the morning?
Draw. I like to draw.
Okay. So let's work on saying that whenever you have the urge to drink or a stressful situation, you're going to draw something. What things might you draw?
Something related to my anger, maybe, or my sadness, how I feel.
Okay. Well, that sounds good. So let's keep working on those things. And let's say next time we meet, we'll talk about how that worked from reducing from 12 drinks back to 5 and hopefully less. Okay?